Apple has announced that they will no longer unlock most phones or iPads for police, even with a search warrant. Rather than comply with binding court orders, Apple has reworked its latest encryption in a way that prevents the company or anyone but the device's owner from gaining access to user data that's typically stored on phones or tablets. With this latest upgrade, Apple will no longer be able to bypass your passcode, making it technically impossible for them to respond to government warrants. But not so fast. This all amounts to little more than Apple realizing that they're losing money by alienating customers who think that they've been all too willing to hand over their private data to the government. With the iOS8, Apple absolves itself of any outright spying compliance by appearing to offer more rigorous security. If you're a person who's concerned about privacy, you'll buy their product and not the competitors, right? Your user data can still be accessed. Most people already back up their phones to iCloud. Apple will still have the ability and the legal responsibility to turn over user data that's stored elsewhere, such as in its iCloud service. Users who want to prevent all forms of police access to their information will have to adjust settings in a way that blocks data from flowing to iCloud. But even that is not enough to stop the feds from accessing your private data. Rogue cell phone towers that have been popping up all over the country are already being used to clandestinely access your mobile devices. Former FBI agent Ross Rice says he doubts that these rogue towers are installed by law enforcement, since they require a warrant to intercept conversations or data, and that most likely it's hackers who have installed and are operating these towers, and they're just trying to steal personal identification and passwords. All right, first of all, most of these rogue cell phone towers are popping up next to government bases. So the fact that the FBI has no idea who has been installing gigantic cell phone towers is frightening. But we already know that in Tallahassee, Florida, police there have been using Stingray cell phone towers more than 200 times since 2010 to intercept conversations and user data without a warrant. And exclusive documents provided to InfoWars last year by a source within the Seattle government revealed an expansive mesh network throughout the city that's capable of intercepting cell information in real time. The network mesh system has the ability to collect a wealth of information about unassociated devices, IP addresses. It can track the last 1,000 GPS locations that have been taken, and the system also controls other surveillance technologies, including license plate readers. A separate page within the document entitled Police Video Diagram shows how police vehicles even receive and control live video feeds from the city's expansive collection of surveillance cameras, which are also tied into the mesh network system. Now, much like the FBI's response to all of these mysterious cell phone towers popping up all over the country, the Seattle police tried to explain away this rogue system as a simple mistake following public outcry in 2013. Meanwhile, as the media is focusing all of its attention on the fact that malicious hackers have stolen nude photos from celebrities, the fact that police are using this very same software is completely overlooked. Now, Apple's latest move to convince buyers that it's not actively participating in this surveillance panopticon by offering stronger encryption is little more than deception. It's just going to keep those slaves lining up to buy its products.
The globalists have controlled the mainstream media for a long time, but now they're expanding, making the weaponization even more vicious and deceptive. All the major networks are state-run.
We are partnering this year with the NFL.
The NFL has become a political weapon against the Second Amendment and pushes Obamacare. MSNBC tells us that our children belong to the state.
We have to break through our kind of private idea that kids belong to their parents or kids belong to their families and recognize that kids belong to whole communities.
The brainwashing media machine has been turned up on high, and it's time for humanity to double down on the true people's media and strike back against the tyrants that are destroying our civilization with their lies and fraud. We are the resistance. You are the resistance. You are the InfoWar. It is more important than ever to realize that we are not the alternative media. We are the true media. The establishment dinosaur press is dying.
We are in an information war, and we are losing that war.
Join us at InfoWarsNews.com and PrisonPlanet.tv. Members can share their memberships with up to 11 people. By subscribing, you will literally be buying war bonds in the InfoWar to expand our operation in the face of the tyrants. Join us at PrisonPlanet.tv.